So that's what we will be creating in today's video, a triangle shape audio reacting spectrum effect. So first off, we create a new composition. We will be using this setting, but instead for this one, duration, we type in 30 period and then click somewhere around here, so it changes it automatically to 30 seconds for us. And then we keep the background color black and then click OK. And now I have this music that I have downloaded from YouTube, from Creative Studio. You can also use it or use your own music. So I'm gonna drag this down here, and then when I press L, we get this options, and then I'm gonna open this settings for waveform, so we see the sound tones for it. And let me play it for you so you can listen to it. So something like that. And now I'm gonna close the settings, and now we create a solid. Right click, go to new, create a solid. So we can rename this to audio spectrum. Doesn't matter the color, click OK. And then we keep the same size as we have for our composition. And now we are gonna go to, while having this layer selected, we go to rectangle tool, and then while holding shift, I draw a rectangle like that. And now we select this layer or mask, we select this, and then select this tool. So under the pen tool, that will be it for you, pen tool. This one we left click and hold, and then select this one, delete vertex tool. And then we delete one of those points that we have here, because we can't draw a triangle manually. So we delete this one, so we have this type of shape. And now, while having selection tool selected, I double click on one of those points, and then it makes a selection of the whole thing. And now we have this mouse icon here change, so we can rotate this. While holding shift, I rotate this, so we get a triangle. And then while having selection tool selected, I select the mask, and then I select both of these points, and then I'll press shift and up arrow, so I form a proper triangle shape. So that will do. And now I want to align this into the center, so I go to align panel, and then align this horizontally and vertically into the center. Now I'm gonna go to effects and presets, and then type in audio spectrum. So it's this one. We are gonna add it to this layer. So we double click on this one, and when we play this, as you can see, we won't be any change here. We won't be seeing any changes here. So it's because we have to link this together. So we go to the settings, and then we have to change this audio layer to the music that we have. So it will be linked, and with this, which says path here, we need to change this to mask one, and this mask one is basically this one, and so that is the triangle effect, triangle shape that we created, and it automatically gave it this name. So we linked this together. And now if you don't want to see this triangle, for now we can click on this icon, toggle mask and shape path visibility, so it gets turned off, so we can see the audio spectrum. And as you can see, we have some changes now when we play this. So we are gonna play with some settings here. So I'll change the start frequency to 1, And then this one, end frequency, is the more we drop it, the more closer the lines will be to each other. So I'm gonna keep this by 500. No need for more. And then I'm gonna change this frequency bands to 100, so the lines will be even closer. And now we have this option for thickness. We want to make it thicker or less thick. So I'm gonna keep this at 5, and we want to make this sharper, so I drop the softness to 0. And we can change the colors to white for now. We will be able to change the color soon. So I keep this white. And then one more important thing that we have here is this one, side options. And side A and B basically means that we will be seeing these lines inside and outside. So if I were to change this to side A, we will be seeing these lines only on the inside. And if I change this to side B, then we will see this on the outside. So now I'm gonna keep this with side B. Now I'm gonna close this settings here, these options, and then duplicate this. So we have audio spectrum 2. And now I'm gonna change this display option to analog lines. So we have this line effect here, but if we click on this one, composite on origin, we can check this, and then we can see both the line effect and then the spectrum that we created. And now we open the settings for the previous spectrum, and then we can check this one as well here, composite on origin. We can check this one on here as well. I close the settings, and then we can change the thickness to 1. So I close the settings now, and then press Ctrl D to duplicate this again. We have audio spectrum 3, and now we are gonna change this. We change this again, display option. We change this to analog dots this time. So this one is checked already. And then we can change the maximum height to 600. And then thickness to 3. And change these side options from side B to side A. Now I want to create what we have on the right side. I want to add it to the left side as well. So I go to FX and presets and then type in mirror. I double click on it, add it here. I close the settings here that we have, and then I change this reflection angle to 180. So it won't show anything here because this point is not in the center. So I'm gonna center this, and to center this better, we have this reflection center, and our composition size was 1920 by 1080. So when we divide each of this by 2, we get 960 by 540. So it's in the center. We get this mirror effect now. And now we can also add a stroke effect to it. So I type in stroke and then double click on it to add to the layer, and then I move this up above mirror layer. So here it is, and then we can keep the values the way they are, or you can, depending on your needs, you can change the settings. Now we can have a look at what it looks like when we play this. So I'll press space, and then let's see what it looks like. Now we need to add this good background, so I'm gonna close the settings, right click, go to new, solid, and then I'll name this BG for background, change this to white, click OK, and then we want to add this an effect called Starburst. So it's this one, CC Starburst, and then we double click on it, add it to the BG layer. So we have this white, because we created a white solid, we have this white stars flying around. And now when we play this, we can see, so rather than making the stars come towards us, we can change the speed to -1, so they go forward like so. And then I'm gonna change this grid spacing and size to 20, so we have this little stars flying around. And then if you feel like the stars are too many here, we can change scatter to 300, so we get less stars. And now we can add another effect called radial fast blur. So CC radial fast blur, add it here, so we get this type of blur effect. And now I'll go to audio spectrum layer that we have here. Because we don't see this on this line that's up here, we don't see the spectrum effect. So I'll go to this layer, audio spectrum, and then press M to select the mask. We change the mode here, the mask, to none. For mask 1, we change this to none. And now we are able to see the spectrum effect for the upper part as well. Now let's add a glow effect to this. So we go to effects and presets and then type in glow. Here we have the glow effect. We add it to the audio spectrum, and then we change the glow threshold to 20%. I close the settings, duplicate this, Ctrl D to duplicate, and then for the second one I change the glow radius to 100, and intensity I can change it to 0,5. We can duplicate this again, Ctrl D to duplicate, and then we can change the glow radius to 300. There we have it. And now we can change the colors by adding an adjustment layer. So we can right click, go to new, and then add an adjustment layer to it, and then go to effects and presets, type in curves, and then add it to the adjustment layer. And now we can, by changing the RGB values of it, we can change the color. So if I choose red here and then pump this up, as you can see, the colors change. Same way for green. If I change the greens, we get this effect. We can also change the blues if you want to. And that's how you change the colors for it. So I'll keep this one. I'll be keeping this one. And now if you want the colors to have a more dynamic look to it, we can go to File, Project Settings here, and then we go to Color, change this from 8 bits to 16 bits per channel. so they are more dynamic. And now when we play this, we might have to render when we play this. So I'll come back to you when this renders.